morning, friends. I just made some coffee and I'm in one of my best cottagecore outfits because this week we're gonna be reading all cottagecore themed books, all things living in the countryside, cute little cottages, baking, tea, flowers, vintage books. Basically just a return to slow living with an emphasis on nature. I only have 2 of the books I am planning on reading so far, but I have a bunch of books on hold at the library, and I'm also planning to go to Barnes & Noble, so we'll see what books I find there. But I do know I'm gonna be reading Little Woman. I actually started this last night, and I have this beautiful copy I just got from Barnes & Noble. And then also The Hobbit, which I know at first glance might seem weird to list as a cottagecore book, but whenever I thought about the Shire and the Hobbit lifestyle, I thought it actually was a perfect description of this whole aesthetic. And I've never read this book before, which I cannot believe. I'm starting off with Little Woman, and if you're not already familiar with this classic story, it's about 4 sisters, the March sisters, who are growing up in Massachusetts during the American Civil War, and it's really their coming of age story. Each sister is very different, they all have their own dreams and strengths and trials, but the story is about all of them individually and also their relationship as a family. Hey guys, I just got home from the park. It was so nice out there. I don't know why I don't read outside more often. It was so refreshing. I got to about chapter 5 and I am loving the book so far. Right from the very first page, I felt like I was there with them in their cabin. All the sisters' personalities also came alive right away. I feel like even after just reading a few chapters about them, I know them so well and they feel very real. I love the writing. It's actually not difficult to read at all, and it's one of those settings and stories that I just want to continue sinking into.
Another rainy afternoon, I don't know what I'm to do. I just miss you more than anything. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. I know the hour's getting late. I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us.
I did find the book I was looking for at Barnes & Noble. You guys probably saw I started Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I've been hearing a lot of great things about this book recently, and it felt like it would be the perfect cottagecore vibe for this week. This is a fantasy novel where our main character, Emily, is a research professor at Cambridge and she studies fairies. So the story starts with her traveling to a northern Scandinavian island, one that I'm pretty sure doesn't actually exist in real life, and she's there to study their elusive fairy folk. I think there's a little bit of academic rivals and romance as well. I only got about a chapter in at Barnes & Noble, but so far so good. She's already moved into a cozy little cabin at the base of a mountain in this small village. So the setting is really what I'm liking most so far.
This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stay.
Good morning. I just attempted to make this iced London fog latte. I'll put the recipe up. I found it on Pinterest, and it actually tastes pretty good. This is my second time making it, and this time I used 2 tea bags to make the tea a little stronger, and I added a little more maple syrup to make it sweeter, and that definitely helped a bunch. I'm wearing overalls today because that felt very cottagecore to me. I am a little over 100 pages into Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I didn't get into it as quickly as with Little Women, but after about 50 pages, I was sold. I am loving this book now. I love the main character so much. I feel like I relate to her a lot. I love the setting in this little Scandinavian farming town and just following along with Emily as she goes on hikes looking for fairies and recording in her little field notebook. This book makes me want to go exploring. Like, I just want to go outside and look for fairies myself. Also, if you guys are curious about these bookmarks that I've been showing you, these are actually gifted to me by my friend Kalina. She makes these herself. They're made out of polymer clay, and she actually sells these online on her online shop. So if you are interested in any of these designs, I will link her shop below so you can also check out her bookmarks.
Quietly protective of my heart to reassure that I couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. If you hadn't been so patient, you'd be easy to ignore. You put up with all my till you didn't anymore. And now I stand here calling at your door. Oh, now I stand here calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm yours, and now we're singing. I have made a lot of mistakes. I have been too self-involved, been protective of my feelings, but somehow you made me fall. You got underneath the surface and you shattered every wall. And I know I got that feeling, there's no question anymore. And now I stand here calling at your door. Oh, now I stand here calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm yours, and now we're singing.
Good morning. This is today's cottagecore outfit, and it's a very special one because me and my mom actually sewed this dress together. I just got back from Duncan and the library because I'm so happy I had the foresight to go ahead and put on hold Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, which is the second book to Encyclopedia of Fairies. I did finish that one. Let me go get it actually. And this was so good. I I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to, honestly. I loved the characters. It was so cozy. And by the end, it was kind of a page turner as well. I really couldn't put it down in like the last 50 to 100 pages. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars for the cottagecore vibes. And honestly, I think I'm gonna rate it 5 stars as well. Also, a little update on Little Women. I am about halfway through and thoroughly enjoying this one as well. I think this might be another 5 stars. So honestly, we're having a great reading week so far. In this book, they're in a little Austrian village at the base of the Alps, and I just want to be there with them, going on beautiful hikes and looking for fairy doors. It is a few days later and I have finished both Little Woman and Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. So I want to give you my final ratings and reviews for these in a second. But I also wanted to update you guys a little bit on my reading journal because I wanted to get caught up on my journal today while I start our next cottagecore book on audiobook. I'm going to be starting The Hobbit today. I'm so excited. I cannot believe I have not read this book yet. So I got this on audiobook because I want to work in my reading journal. The last update I did in my reading journal was my February reads, and then we are currently at the end of April and I have not done any of March reads yet, and then we're about to finish April, so I'll need to do April's wrap up as well. But this is where we are right now. So I think today, while I'm listening to The Hobbit, I'm going to start on March's spreads. And then I also wanted to show you guys some washi tape I just got because I got some cottage themed tapes. I ordered a few different sets from the washi tape shop. I'm so excited to finally see what these look like in person. First, we have this cottage charm set, which is perfect for this week's theme. It comes with 3 tapes, and I think I'm gonna use this in my April reading journal setup since that's where all these cottagecore books are gonna fall. And these are gonna be perfect for decorating the spreads for all these books we've been reading this week. Next, we have the Petals and Parchment set, which I feel like is a perfect match for my reading journal because I like to have kind of a vintage academia vibe, more dark academia in the fall and winter. And now that it's spring and summer, I want to incorporate more light academia. So these tapes will be perfect for that. That's my little washi tape haul. You'll probably see all those in my reading journal in the next few months. For my March setup, which is what I want to work on right now because I'm a little behind in my journal, I wanted to use this tape I already had. It's the Floral Chronicles tape, I believe, also from the washi tape shop. And I thought it was perfect because almost all the books I read in March had either a major theme or symbolism to do with clocks and time. So this will represent that perfectly. So I'm gonna start The Hobbit and work on updating my journal, and then I think while I'm showing you guys the setup, I'll go over my final thoughts of Little Woman and the second Emily Wilde book. Starting with Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I absolutely flew through it. I think it was a little bit faster paced than the first one, but still had those cozy fairy tale vibes. I don't know if I love the village setting they were in this one as much as the first one, just because I didn't become as attached to the side characters they met there, but I still loved reading this follow-up and will 100% be eagerly awaiting any other books in this series. Now for Little Women, this book blew me away. I expected to like it, but I had no idea I was going to connect to the themes and these characters so deeply. 6 out of 5 stars without a doubt. This is one of those rare books where every aspect was magnificent. The writing, the story, the characters, the setting, the deeper messages, how I personally connected to it. I just loved it. And I would so highly recommend you pick up this book. Hey guys, it's been a few days, actually a few weeks since I filmed last, but I am getting towards the end of The Hobbit. I've actually read several books between now and the last time we spoke, and I've just been kind of picking this up every once in a while in between, but I am really hoping to finish this today. I ended up reading the physical version because I realized the only audiobook my library had available was the BBC dramatized version, which is pretty different than the text in the book, but I have been really enjoying this so far. I just learned recently that this was originally a story that J.R.R. Tolkien was telling his kids, so I was kind of surprised at first when it was written for younger audiences. But I feel like this is a great example of how children's literature can still be written to such a high quality. I also wanted to show you guys my updated reading journal. I think I showed you my finished March pages. I really love how these cover pages turned out. And then I also wanted to update you guys with some of my annual spreads where I keep track of my reading stats. So these are updated as of through March. So I filled in my book count tracker. By the end of March, I had finished 15 books, and I also read my first nonfiction in March, so I got to add that as part of my annual reading goals. I also updated my 2024 reading log, and then my book acquisition page as well. This just keeps track of the books I buy. So that's where we're at with my reading journal. I actually have also done my April spreads by this point, and my April reading wrap up and reading journal setup video is up on my channel, so I'll link that if you want to see my cottagecore themed spreads for April and see what spreads I made for all the books I'm reading in this video. And now it is time to finally finish The Hobbit. it was just something about my mood today, but this book was just hitting perfectly. I got so into like the last third of it, and I can't believe I've been neglecting this read for so long. I feel like my experience with it was probably like a 4-star book because I kept on getting distracted and picking up other books in the beginning, but also it's The Hobbit, so I kind of feel like it's 5 stars too. It's just such an iconic story, and now I can understand why. I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here, but this was such a success, honestly. We found only 4 and 5-star books. I think the lesson I learned for this summer is I need to seek out some more cottagecore books. If you guys have read any of these as well, please let me know. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to discuss in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.